What's going on, SML? Welcome back to SML Countdown. We got Straw, got AJ. We got a new segment coming at the end of the show. We're going to take a break from the last Straw this week, and we're going to insert Name the OC. This will be a little one. You guys can play along in the comments just like you do with top plays. But we'll kick this off. Are you guys ready? I think we'll start with topic
Do it.
one.
Do it.
What do you think is causing so much parity in the SML? We've seen a different Super Bowl winner each season. We've seen different teams in the Super Bowl, probably more than any cycle previously. What do you think the cause of that is, Straw?
Well, I got into the SML like right at the tail end of the last Madden and hopping into this Madden. So I didn't really see and get a feel for like everyone's obviously like gameplay and style, but I definitely saw who was running the shows. I'd say with this Madden, there's something about it that even though you have a top player, they don't always make the top play, and I think sometimes that adds to some of the complexity of the game. And then on top of that, I just think everybody has really like been dug into what worked for them and their scheme. And I think another thing is like if you find the right way to do it, it seems like everything can kind of work. Which I think is pretty cool, depending on how you run the ball, how you throw it, and so I think it can lean into everybody being able to find like how they play and their style and anybody can beat anybody. Like I think we've kind of seen it
Yeah.
uh, because of that. So that's what I think it is. I think this Madden has done like a pretty decent job of being able to like throw off the game a little bit, and it seems like a lot of different strategies can work gameplay wise.
All right, AJ, what do you think?
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I think there's two factors. That one for sure. The game itself plays inconsistent from every position. Like one game your QB's Joe Montana, the next game he's a paraplegic. Um, you know, one game one game all your receivers are open. It's like they're just running wide open. The next game the defenders are on them like glue. So I mean, it's so the better players still stick out because they're able to adapt to those. Where some of us that aren't the better players um, maybe struggle a little bit some games. Um, Second factor, I think the SML is more. I think there's more talented players than there was a year ago too. Um, Even since I've been in the league, there's been some turnover, and every single person we've added has been, a pretty tough competitor.
Yeah.
Um, and the longer they stay in, the tougher everybody gets. So I think those two factors are contributed. But I think probably 80% of it I really think is this year's game. And whether it's calculator or not by EA, I don't know. But it definitely makes you adapt more game to game.
Yeah, I don't know what it is that's causing it, but I think it's good for the league that, really anybody can win any game, and you're seeing in the postseason anybody can go all the way. So um,
For sure.
whatever's causing it, it seems like maybe it's a good thing, at least for the league. Um, Speaking of things with the league, so a lot of the chat in talk in chat earlier was about halfbacks and their reception numbers. We saw Colt saying he doesn't throw to his halfback, and uh, somebody, I think it might have even been AJ, was like, "No, he's leading." Um, what do you think on how, like, the thought on halfbacks leading not only some teams but last season the top two receptions were halfbacks. What are you guys' thoughts on that? AJ, we'll start with you this time.
So I don't ever think the halfback should lead the league in receptions. Or really your team for that matter. I think that's a little excessive. I think there's something to that. I don't know what it is because I don't do it, but I have seen immediate dump offs and jukes immediately be very effective in this game. So I think there's definitely, you know, there's a reason some guys are doing it. I think throwing the halfback is fine if you're making a read, like for instance, a flood concept. If somebody's dropping their flats back, which is very common in this Madden, yeah, throw to your halfback. But if it's a snap and throw, like unless it's a screen, you know what I mean, where the halfback's the primary read, I don't love that. I feel like you're taking advantage of the AI taking two steps back, and then the broken jukes in this game, but. I don't know. I mean, some guys are going to throw more than others. If that's the way they play, that's fine. I think there's just like with anything, we use the magic M word, moderation. So
All right, Straw, what do you think?
Yeah, I'd have to agree with AJ on on sort of the AI's approach to really covering short routes. Like you really gotta force the AI to cover
Yeah.
short routes, and if you do that, it leaves everything else open. So it's better to like for the other stuff and then try to see if you can take away the flat yourself or something like that. And so the flat is open often, and then on top of that, if the flat is open from shallow crosses to like little short curls or something like that, then the linebackers cover the halfback even worse. Like it seems like any route the halfback does, if the linebackers cover them, it's probably going to be open. So I that's one thing I love to see better is the defense being able to react to shorter routes. I mean, really, sometimes the best chance you have on some of those short routes is if you have the KO knockout ability,
Yeah.
so that at least they can get it knocked out. But if not, it's probably always going to be a catch with some yards. And if they can get a juke off, then they're almost getting a first down. So I agree. I think it's in moderation. I definitely I know I think about that a lot too. Like if I try to see if I could get it down the field and not always, throw to the halfback. Sometimes I'm like, dang, he's open again. Like, Jesus, man.
Yeah.
I need to throw it to somebody else. So I definitely agree on that. And I think you definitely moderation on that.
Yeah, I think like AJ kind of said, if it's a check down, that's one thing. But if it's I'm pressing X twice so I can throw it to the halfback as soon as I snap the ball, there's probably something to that. But I mean, it doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're going to win games. We saw Paulie win games doing it, and Colt still has a website asking if he's won 7. So those were the two guys that led in the receptions, and very different outcomes for their seasons. But so let's move on to the last question we've got tonight. There's probably 3 seasons left. I think we're pretty much in an agreement that there's 3 seasons left after this one. How does that change what you do with your roster going forward, Straw?
For me, I've noticed that I think in previous Maddens, like you could get a young player and like kind of develop them relatively quickly if they had a good season, especially on offense. It
Yeah.
just feels like not only does it take longer to kind of develop them, but you still have those games where like sometimes they play like an X factor if they're X factor, and sometimes they play like you just took them off the practice squad. So for me, the last 3 seasons, I think I'm just gonna really focus on the players on the team and just seeing how far they can get developed and let that be who we're kind of riding with and see what we can do. And if we can stack more games when they're all playing well versus less. I think before I was trying to find ways to see if I can get some of specific talent in certain areas that I was looking for. But I'm just gonna kind of lean into who we got and see if I could see how far I can dev them up. So that's my strategy going forward.
AJ, what do you think, or how does it change for you?
So I still have holes to fill. I feel like just because I have a lot of aging guys that are getting out, but I'm trying to free up cap. I want to get more in free agents these past few years. Try to fill some holes immediately. It's okay to me, the 29-year-olds, I don't mind signing them with 4 years
Yeah.
left or 3 years left, whatever. Even if I have to pay a little bit more, it's an immediate starter. You can plug them in, they can play. That's where I'm at. Like Straw said, I mean, it's a slow dev with these guys unless they get an X Factor superstar right out the draft, and even then, um, who cares? Because they're just getting recuperation return man.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah, by the time you
um,
get to any good abilities, we're done.
yeah, I mean, and the abilities are of utmost importance as we've seen, especially like on defense knockout abilities. And I'm not even going to repeat the ones we've said ad nauseum, but um, I mean, those are important. So free agent wise, that's where you're going to find those guys in the immediate. I think this is the last really meaningful draft coming up,
Yeah.
and then after this, it's going to be guys aren't going to value any picks.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel like at this point in this cycle, I almost want to. I'll go with, like you said, take the free agents, sign the 29-year-old, 30-year-old. He's going to be, 78, 79, maybe all the way up to 82. 85 was Greenlaw. So, they're decent players. They don't have a lot of time left, but it doesn't matter. We got 4 seasons left, and I'll just keep every season, fill in with those guys, and then trade my draft pick somebody that just can't get enough draft picks, even if it doesn't mean they're going to ever get above 80. And maybe I can get some. I
Why are
think
you
I
calling
got
out
Joey
KJ
Bosa
like
last
that?
year, or a couple cycles ago. I got Joey Bosa, Kenny Clark, Ed Oliver, all these guys. The last 2 or 3 seasons because guys wanted picks, and ain't nobody I'm going to draft get that good before the cycle's out. So
Right,
that's why I
right.
went after Garrett Wilson this year. I'm not going to do anything with those picks that's going to get more than 82, 83. I've got receivers now that are not even 85, and I've had them for 4 years. So
Right.
yeah, I think that's probably my thoughts going forward. But let's move on to the top plays. We've got our top plays, and AJ, we'll start with your top play. What do you have?
This is an oldie but a goodie. We never got to it, but we got Novak, the game-winning drive, putting everything on the line and just barreling through like 3 Texans defenders to rip Torque's heart out. This was a fun play. I mean, usually when you see a QB go airborne like that, it's a fumble. They're doing a helicopter. I mean, any number of things. The fact that he just kind of barreled over him into the end zone, I thought that was a cool animation.
Yeah, he doesn't even spin or anything. He just goes right over the top. That was pretty good, and that was to win the game, right? Or to force
Yeah, that was
overtime,
to
I
win
think.
the game. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep.
Oh, way to lose.
All right, Straw. What's your play?
Yeah, so I just played Matt, and actually I had to just show this. It's not a wow play, but like this pocket presence. Matt is the only one who I really see do this, and even I think Prime is a close second, where I see a lot of great pocket presence with him. But like Matt, he just does so well with how he moves in the pocket, and I just wanted to show that because not a lot of people do it, including me. And a lot of people put themselves in awful situations when dropping back and not being able to pay attention to both the pass rush and what routes are coming open. So I wanted to show this because I just thought that was awesome. It probably won't win top play, but shout out to Matt. He says he's not
Yeah,
good at the game, but
I've
clearly says
noticed
different.
I've noticed Matt, his pocket presence. He's the only one I've seen that is, I don't know, just steps up in the pocket like routinely.
No, but he'll step
I
up in
pay
the
him.
pocket. There'll be no one in between. No one even inside the numbers, and he's just gonna stand there. He's not gonna. He's gonna throw
Yeah,
it outside
he'll
the
take
numbers to all the
he'll
defenders
take a
rather than.
sack or a penalty for throwing it past the line of scrimmage before
Yep.
he'll run it for sure.
Yeah, I mean he'll walk right up to the
Yeah,
line of
yeah.
scrimmage, but he will not cross that line. All right, so I'll pull out my play. I had my play all set, ready to go. It was talking about quarterback runs, and it was that Justin Fields run when we played last season, and I had to switch it because I just played Pauly, and watch him. I don't know what he's doing on defense here. It was just back and forth, back and forth. But the out to Garrett Wilson here on 3rd and 21, and he tiptoes along the sideline. That was a huge drive. I ended up scoring a touchdown on that drive. And in what ended up being an 8-point game, that was a huge play to start the game. But I don't know. I couldn't even tell what he was doing on defense. The way they were just moving up, moving back, moving up, moving back, and I just went with it. And Garrett Wilson did the rest. But so that's our top plays. You guys can vote on those in the comments of the video. But before you do that, you might want to watch this next segment called Guess the OC. So this is a new one we came up with. What AJ did is he went through. Well, you know what? I'll let you. It's your segment. I'll let you go ahead and tell everybody what you did.
All right, guess the offensive coordinator. So what I've done is we're gonna go 5 rounds here. Straw and Bomber are gonna compete against each other. So what I've done is I've taken uh, basically 5 offensive coordinators in a recent game and taken the first 7 plays that they called on offense, and we're posting them. And then it's going to be Straw and Bomber's job to guess who that offensive coordinator is based on the play script. So this play script may be the first drive. It may be a mixture of the first drive and the second drive, because maybe they scored on the first drive pretty quickly. But these are the first 7 plays called, and I think it'll be interesting to see if we can guess who it is just based on the plays.
All right. So with that, let's get started. Round 1.
All right, round 1. So I'm going to try to read these quickly, and you guys be thinking about who you're going to go for. So we got pistol
All
open
right.
flex, inside zone weak, gun tight Y off, RPO, alert bubble, single back deuce close, crosser, high form close, lead dive, gun tray Y flex, inside zone, gun wing slot weak, halfback base, high form slot, the very popular halfback stretch alert bubble. We got Dan, Colt, Pauly, and Coop. Bomber, who do you think this first one is?
So you sent me these earlier. and I didn't see the names at the bottom at first. So I read through, I'm like, oh, pistol inside zone, gun tray inside zone, and then a stretch alert. We got a PA, X post cross. I immediately thought Pauly. After I got to the end, I saw that there were names on the bottom, and Pauly's name was there. So I'm going with Pauly for round one.
Okay. What about you, Straw? What do you got?
Yeah, so I think out of these guys, I played Pauly the most, but I have gotten a chance to play all these guys, and Pauly, I think out of all of them, ran the most alert bubbles, just sort of in drives, and so I'd have to go to Pauly too. I think this might be him.
All right. So the answer is, for those watching, the answer is Polly. So you both got 1 point on this round. Both of you are correct. Um, and I'll preface this: both of these should be there should be 2 of these that are layups, and the other 3 are going to be tough for you guys.
Okay, yeah,
That was a
Okay,
layup
all
for
right.
Palmer.
yeah. It also
Palmer
helped. I
shared
just played him, and of those 7 plays, I wouldn't be surprised if all 7 of them were also ran this game. Not on the first
You
drive,
know,
but
you know, it's funny that you say that because I've noticed in kind of digging through this, a lot of guys run the same 7 plays in a row, 2 games in a row. So like it's like they have it written down, like an actual offensive
They got a
coordinator. This is
script.
my place. Yeah. So
well,
I thought that was
considering there's 4
Playing Dan
names on this, I guess we'll know it's at least one of those 4 people that you're talking about. But
right.
no, it's multiple people that do that. Seriously.
so you went through people's
Anyway.
plays that you didn't put on these slides.
No, I'm saying I went through 5
Oh,
rounds, but I've done some scouting on people too, and
okay.
I've noticed they'll the drive with the same 3 or 4
All
plays.
right, so round 1 with the inside zones and the alert bubble, that was one of our layups with Pauly. Round 2.
All right, here we go.
All right, round 2. This one's a little harder for you guys. We got I form close, zone weak, single back tight doubles, bingo cross, strong close, X corner, gun double, slot cross, single back wing close, double outs, single back dice slot, Z post Y out, strong close, halfback die. So we got total opposite here. We got a lot of under center, only one shotgun play. And we got the options are prime, Matt, torque, and bean. Draw who you got.
So I feel like Matt would have more runs in the beginning than this. He likes to set. He likes to set up. Kenneth Walker is a beast. I don't think he's throwing that much. So that leaves Prime, Torque, and Bean. Prime. Let me see here. How many? I don't think that's Prime either. I don't think it's that many under center. So I'm going with either Torque or Bean. I played Bean more than I played Torque, and I don't recognize this, so I'm going with Torque.
All right.
I'm going to go with Bean. I don't think he's a big shotgun runner. Matt, I agree with Straw. I think Matt usually first 2 plays run. This one has a second play is a pass, and then he's got 3, 4, 5 passes in a row. So I don't think that's Matt. Prime would have. I feel like Prime would have at least a play action in there somewhere. And Torque, I'm not sure. I haven't played him a ton. But Bean and really it's the single back dice slot Z post Y out makes me think it's Bean because that's a play I run and I know he watches a lot of streams. So I'm going with Bean.
That's a good one.
Interesting guesses. The answer is actually Matt.
Huh.
This is Matt.
Is it really?
Yes.
Did not think he ran or he threw that much. I thought
kudos to Matt for fooling you guys. Plus means he
Yeah.
mixes them up pretty good if his own division mate's not sure who it is. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I
All right.
just played him too. And if we look, I think he has like 22 runs and like 13 passes or something like that.
Yeah. I guess they weren't on the first drive. All right. So
Right.
let's go to round 3.
All right, round 3. We have single back wing tight wide zone, gun doubles inside zone, single back wide trips 0-1 trap, gun double Y flex halfback base, gun doubles halfback weak inside zone, I form close power G, gun eagle trips halfback base.
This is Biz.
We got dump NYT, Biz, and Tiny.
Nah, this is Biz.
All right, Bomber.
I'm going with Biz.
All right, Bomber's
It's Biz also.
The only thing that makes me think it's
I'm
not Biz is there's not 3 more inside zones in there, and an outside zone. But I'm gonna go with Biz.
This is Biz
All right.
running Christian McCaffrey down my throat.
The answer is yes, it's Biz. This
Yeah.
is Biz.
I
I was
thought you tried to
surprised.
throw us off with not another outside zone, but I guess it is his play calls. You can tell under center is generally going to the outside, and then if he's in the shotgun, it's going to be a run up the middle. I mean that's Biz.
I was surprised to see 7 runs in a row. He scored on this drive.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I
Yes,
could
he
score
has
running the
scored
ball.
plenty on me with just running the ball, and I'm like, dude, I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I
We
wish
found
I
our
could
2
score.
layups. So what's round 4?
All right, round 4. Gun doubles. Inside zone. Strong close. FL drive. I form close zone weak. Gun doubles offset. PA go slot cross. Gun doubles offset red zone scissors. Gun doubles offset halfback seam angle. I form slot stretch alert bubble.
Mm,
And we got Gilbert, Colt, Straw, and Fig.
I think it's. I think it's another layup. I think I know who this is. I'll let Straw go first this time though.
Yeah, Straw, you go first.
I see. There's one play that's throwing me off, but I'm like, is it? I think that might be me. Like
Bomber.
most of these plays, I've seen myself run most of these plays.
Bomber.
I'm going with Fig. You got red zone scissor. That's a lot of guys like throwing that to the halfback, and then halfback seam angle. That's another one to the halfback. Fig really likes to use his halfback out of the shotgun ones. I think I'm gonna go with Fig. I don't know if I usually see Fig go with the same formation 3 times in a row, but I'm gonna go with Fig.
All right, the answer is it's actually Straw.
Oh,
It is Straw.
that seems a little unfair, but okay.
Yeah, I was curious if Straw would catch that, honestly.
I'm
He
like,
thought
I
I
feel
would.
like
It
the one
is a
that threw me
player
off
to use
Which one
was
threw you off?
was the strong close the flood drive. That was the only one that threw me off. I was like, wait, do I? Sometimes I think that they don't run the route right on that play, and so sometimes I don't like it. So I was like, wait, have I been running that still?
All right, round 5.
All right, well, Straw's got a narrow lead here, so it'll be up to Bomber to try
All
to
right.
even it out in this next. All right, round 5. A lot of shotgun in this one. Gun box, flood drive. Gun flanker close, halfback sweep. Gun tray open, dagger deep curl. Gun spread Y flex, spot Y cross. Gun wing slot, buck sweep, read option. Gun Y trips weak, Dolphins Y corner. Gun Y trips weak, outside zone. We got Monty, Dump, Filthy, and Meats.
This is a
Bomber,
tough
why
one.
don't you go first?
Well, let's see. I see 2 runs in there. They're both out of the shot. Well, everything's out of the shotgun. 2 of them are out of the shotgun, and they're both outside. Sweep read option. None of these guys really have a. Well, Monty had Kyler Murray.
I don't know. We just watched Novak run straight through.
That's
Straight
true.
up the
I'm
middle
gonna
of
go
the
with Filthy. Actually, that's a lot of shotgun. For me, that's got to be Filthy or Dump, and I'm gonna go with Filthy.
All right, Straw, what about you?
Yeah, you know what's so funny? Basically, I that's how I felt. It was either between filthy or dumb. I just feel like Monty and Meats uh run the ball more, especially Monty, and not this much gun. So I'm gonna roll that out. Even though Monty has trying to been slinging it around a little bit more with that
Yeah.
quarterback, he really does like that a lot. But he still runs the ball a little bit more than this. So I had to think dump or filthy, but because Bomber went filthy, I'm gonna go dump.
All right, and the answer is for all the marbles here. Answer's Dump.
Oh,
So Straw gets 2 in a row there to take a commanding lead to win the first ever Guess the OC. Congratulations, Straw. Let's see. Hopefully this will help you, as far as, game planning for these
yeah.
guys.
Apparently, save these slides because somebody here is running these multiple times. So
And hopefully this will help me game planning too. I do these a few
yeah, there you
times.
go.
So.
I'm gonna have to make sure I save these. I already downloaded them so I can put them on here. I'll make sure I save them and highlight who it was so I remember next time I'm playing them. But
Just see who runs the same play if they run the exact same play 7 times in a
yeah,
row.
I'm curious after people see this if they'll kind of switch it up a little bit and see.
yeah, that'd be interesting to see.
We just aired it out for all of SML to see.
That's right. So you've got at
Right.
least a little bit of scouting on 5 guys, right
Yeah,
there. So
guys,
that
miss
should
the
help
AFC.
everybody.
So
Sorry if you're those 5 guys, Straw, but
it'll be 5 different ones next time.
AJ
So.
just giving away your play calls. But all right,
No,
guys.
look, I won the game, but at what cost? Everybody
That's
knows
right.
my plays.
That's right. Like, you don't even know if you won that game. He picked a random game.
I know,
It may not
right?
even
Yeah,
been that one.
exactly.
All right. Well, this has been SML Countdown, our newest segment. Name the OC. I think that's one. I think we enjoyed that one. I know I did. So we'll
That was
definitely
very
see
fun.
that make a return. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being on, AJ, Straw. Until next time, this has been SML Countdown.